This is the source of, I guess, why I'm good at ACBA, because I'm OCD like a motherfucker. Like, I put my cereal boxes in my cabinet, and they like all the all the nutrition facts got to be facing out and shit. Like, yo, something's really wrong with me. Like, everything's got to be organized. I'm OCD, man. It's just ridiculous, man.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Creed War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
So somebody had asked a question in the group, on the Facebook group, what was the best black suited Spider-Man. So I'm gonna just show you the three that I have. I think these are the only three black suited Spider-Man out there, if I'm not mistaken. But there's the original pre-Marvel Legends Spider-Man here, which is okay. It's cool. It was great for that time. For that time when it was out, it was an amazing figure. As far as the articulation and stuff was concerned, it's a pretty decent figure. It just doesn't really have ball jointed shoulders, so they stop right there. They can't go up anymore. And it's it is double jointed elbows. It does have a little swivel here at the upper wrist, and it does have a little bit of finger articulation, so you could get him in that signature webbing pose. But I just see he is kind of awkwardly built though in comparison to other Spider-Mans. But this is pre-Marvel Legends. He's good. And then there's this one, which is great, one of my favorites right here. I think I might like this one a little bit better than the Hasbro one, but this was actually originally released as a Toy Biz figure, I believe, in the Spider-Man Classics line. And this guy has excellent articulation all the way around, every point that you could think of. He can move at those points. He's even got that upper chest articulation, plus still has an ab crunch too. The head can go back really far. This figure is great, but I got the figure as a Hasbro re-release in that Origins line, I believe. But I'm pretty certain that originally this figure came out as a Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics figure, so you could maybe still find it as the Hasbro figure. Probably be harder to find it under the Toy Biz banner, but Hasbro re-released the same figure, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy right here I like to use as Peter Parker in the black suit Spider-Man. And then the last one here is the actual Hasbro Red Hulk series Spider-Man, which is still one of my favorite Spider-Man. Really great figure. And if you don't know, this is the figure that they're going to be, the base that they're going to be using for the future Foundation Spidey, with a different head and different ankles, so the ankle pivots are on there, and different hands or whatever. This is a great figure, one of my favorite figures to pose, but it was just missing that ankle articulation and maybe the signature webbing hand. But this one is really good too. So those are the three that I know of, and those are the three that I have. I got a couple of each one, I believe, too. What I was saying was that I like to use the Hasbro / Toy Biz one as my Peter Parker Spider-Man, and then I like to use this guy as Matt Gargan Spider-Man Dark Avenger style. So that's why you see I have him down here meeting with Norman and the goons, all of his Dark Reign goons. Spider-Man's dead. Spider-Man's in hell. I'm working on this, still trying to finish it up. Trying to get a portal in between here. I wish they would hurry up and give us the rest of this team and give us an updated Patriot without the full mask on. You know, we get a black character, African American character, but then his face is covered. So we can't even bask in the glory that we got a minority character and shit. But you know, I like to see them do him with the half mask. That'd be pretty cool, and give us the rest of the members and stuff like that too. I don't see too many people display these guys too often. Just a Kingpin and some goons here. I just opened this Hobgoblin after having him for months and not opening him. But I want to get him in some shots and do a couple of things. Warming up to put some pictures in Sling's picture contest on Facebook. So this is a simple thing that took a moment to get it together. But you can see I got Punisher reaching for the gun, choking out Bullseye's jabbing him in the eye. I tried to put those other little fingers up towards Punisher's mouth so he could be kind of biting his hand too, but it took a moment to position these arms right. You'll be able to see my cutouts on the pictures, but I can't focus in on them right now. So I went through a little episode over the past 2 days. I thought I had lost my good scissors. These are my favorite scissors for cutting my cutouts. They just glide so well. This is what you need though, some small scissors. If you get big scissors, they're not going to really work for you that well. But small, sharp scissors, and you could kind of glide and cut well with them. I thought I had lost these, but they ended up in one of my fodder boxes. I guess my daughter had put it in, and I had bought these, but they're not as... They don't work as well. I didn't really like the feel of them, so I'm glad I found my regular scissors. But small scissors is what you need. Some people like to use an X-Acto knife too, or a razor blade or something like that. But really just a small scissors and some patience and a steady hand, I'll do it. Just taking a bunch of photos for Slings contest. Continuing that. Crop this the right way. It'll be a nice pic. With the Winter Soldier. And Cap, I'm gonna get some shadows on Cap's face. Get a nice shadow on this. Get it down from this angle when I take the picture. Should come out nice. Captain Crunch, biatch. Saturday, November 12th, ACBA World Championship Round 2. We got 12 entries in so far. About to start watching these bad boys. I'm in fan mode right now before everything come in, and I got to get in judge mode. But getting my Gears of War 3 on real quick. But I'm checking out videos too. Looking at everything 2 and 3 times, man. Fernando put out a dope display. We had 2 Star Wars display. JR came with some gruesomeness. It was great, and I really like Fernando too, especially the ending here with the red guards. Is that my phone? I don't know, but just the movement of answer it. But just the movement here and how these the poses with the stormtroopers look is flowing is great. Probably my only hang up is he probably could have hit some of these stands better, but it just looks great. It's a great looking. And then here's JR's. It's funny that we had the 2 Star Wars display. We had one from the dark side of the Force with Vader, and then we had one here with Yoda. So that was really cool. This came out real nice, man. JR really did his thing here with the effects and stuff like that. Maybe like 1 or 2 little minor things I would have cleaned up here, but this was phenomenal. I like that people was being very versatile as well. Like, you know, Dresrock used the 6-inch figures in his first round post. He did the 3 3/4 inch in his second round. We seen JR go with the 6-inch in his first round and go with the 3 3/4 inch in his second round. So some real interesting things going on, man. Ryan Riott's was really nice, clean, nice effects. And my man Charles Dukes really impressed me with this one here with the Lady Liberators, man. Poses just on point. The ECOs, the extras, how he used the kind of still motion, but used an extra here with Tigra. That was just crazy, man. That was crazy. And then he had a Hellcat slicing Red Hulk across the back there. Like, everything on this was just crispy. Real dope display. Valkyrie flying in on the horse. This was phenomenal. The little Invisible Woman capsule over Red Hulk's head there. Just a great display, man. Slings came with a really solid display too, man. Just tight all around. Very good, man. Everybody pretty much stepped up their game from round 1, 2 that I've seen so far. The entries that I've seen so far, everybody has gotten better. This was solid, man. Everything about this was solid, man. Just as far as grading this one, man, it would be up there with a pretty high score, I believe. So this was really tight. We halfway there. We 20 videos in, man. Some real heat so far, man. So 2 things real quick. I mentioned in the last episode of Meantime in Between Time that my boys got a radio show on B-Box Radio, Fresh Out the Box Radio. So I actually listened to the show today. I'm going to put the link so you could download the show. I had like 3 features on the episode. I didn't even know. This freestyle right here, right at the beginning of the show, I did 2 phone freestyles, and he put them both on there, and then it was an older song by me too. So I'll definitely link the episode if y'all want to download it. And then shout out to my man, Marvel Uni, for showing me this funny ass shit right here. Whoa, this is just hilarious, man. I guess I gotta put a link to this somewhere too, this little X-Men spoof. It's a million of these things on YouTube from different people, but this one had me crying, man.
You said you used the condom. Hold up, you fucking beast.
Just messing around with more of these type of captions. See if I could. Get it there. There you go. But yeah, just messing around with more of those type of captions. Take pictures. I really wanted to get this one like a foreshadow on one like I did the Captain America and Bucky one. I was going to use this image of them in the back and have another yellow jacket in the front with the I weep for her caption there, but I forgot that I didn't have the other yellow jacket, and all my other hanks are being used in different displays, and I didn't feel like moving them. And then somebody was asking me if I reinforce the back of my cutouts and how I make them look sort of 3-dimensional, and but no, I don't reinforce them. Most of my cutouts come directly from the comic book, so it's just that thin comic book paper. But I just do you know, something that I mentioned before many times is that I just put a rolled up piece of wax in the back of it, literally roll it into a little piece of ball, and that'll raise the cutout a little bit, and then you could position it how you want it, down or up, any way you want it, and that'll give it that little 3-dimensional sort of pop, and it even casts like a little shadow under the cutout sometime in a picture, which really makes it pop out even more and makes it look really crispy. But that's the best way to do it, is roll them, and then you can position it any way that you want. And as you start getting better and moving into different realms in the cutouts, like there's other little funny ways to do it too, where it's like if you have a 3-dimensional display, I would actually move these cutouts down a little bit so you can't actually see it from the back either. So that's just a whole nother thing. That's something I've been meaning to mention too, though. I would work out the cutouts in different ways in a display in a comic shop or something like that, where from 360 you can't see the back of them too. But all right, so it's 7:45 a.m. I ain't even opened up the blinds yet. Got my feet up and shit. We got all the entries in, I guess, that we're gonna get. We got 38 out of 40. No entry from KJ Hulk or Dylon 757, which was disappointing. Definitely want to see something from both of those guys. And I'm just looking over everybody's video again, man. Fernando's video was phenomenal, man. I like, a lot of people was like, I don't know about that fucking music, but I think the music was awesome. I thought this was a totally well put together display, man. This thing I just love this display, man. It looks great. But yeah, I thought Fernando's was great. I watched Fernando's many times. I watched JR's many times. I watched Charles Duke's video a lot. And then we had a bunch of late entries come in. Oh man, Sharukin to the Balls video was amazing, man. Phenomenal, yo. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. I mean, we done had the extremes of everything. We've seen Magneto a couple of different times. We've seen him in 3 3/4 inch and in 6 inch. We've seen the Street Fighter from Danny DeBlanc, and his was good. And we see a Street Fighter here from Sharukin to the Balls. Danny did Ryu, and so did Sharukin to the Balls. But Sharukin to the Balls' video was like extreme, like the extreme Hadouken right here, man. So this was crazy, man. This was just on point. I liked everything about this, man. The layers, the different sections, even the ending, how the fireball broke off at the very end. All of that was package. So this was a package from my man Aaron off of Facebook. Unfortunately, he's getting rid of a large portion of his collection that always makes me sad when people want to get rid of their collection. But on the upside of things, he's donating it to the FSP, and some lucky young man or woman will get some free, pretty dope Marvel Legends here. So he's got the Face Off Kingpin and Daredevil. Those came in the 2-pack. The I guess that was the Sentinel series. Bullseye, this is the regular version. The Elektra here, 2 Hand Ninjas, and this is the variant Daredevil from the Nemesis series. Plus he sent all the weapons that come with each figure, plus a ton of additional weapons here too. So a really nice donation from my man Aaron for the FSP. Big thanks to you, bro. And hopefully you won't get rid of all of your stuff and you hold on to some stuff. But really appreciate this. Thanks a lot, man. So the grading process has begun. Divided up the entries amongst the judges. It just so happens that I actually got to grade all of the entries that were late. So that's how it worked out. I pretty much got my first scores down. I usually do my scoring and go through everything one time and then let it sit and marinate for a while, watch the video some more and come back and tweak. But it's rare that I add more points. It's usually to take away points when I come back to tweak, excuse me. Think about Twitter. But I'm pretty, I feel pretty good about my scores that I put out so far. I've seen Action Figures Experts scores so far, and I'm just waiting for Trevor's and Solid scores to come down the pipeline. But it's looking, at this moment, it's looking like you had to have scored in the high 30s, in the 40s to even advance. Like anything under 35 is probably going to get eliminated, and maybe even some people that are 36 or 37 may get eliminated, and that makes perfect sense, being that it's less people and the bar is higher. You made it to the second round. By second, third round, you should be displaying at in-store levels. So there really is no way for you to kind of skate under the radar. You have to be putting out great work to advance. So but we'll see how it works out. Surprise, KJ actually did end up putting in something. It was 2 days late, but he still put it up, and I'm happy that he did. I actually hope that Dylon 757 still puts up something too. Unfortunately, neither one of the videos are going to count. I'm going to have to DQ KJ Hope, but out of respect for my man, I'm going to still grade it and as if it's still in a tournament, but it really won't affect anybody else's video, man. But I got mad love and mad respect for KJ and Dylon, so I hope they still do put up something just to go down in the history books and still be a part of the second round, even though they'll both have been eliminated in the second round. But KJ's video was really nice, man. I still thought it was pretty dope. In the final moments of trying to figure this out now, I got everybody's scores in. But now I got to make executive decisions. I mean, it was so tough, the competition, that if you didn't score at least 41, then you pretty much out. Now I got people with 40s here who I got to either lower their score or give them a point and figure it out here. So I don't know. I mean, I know how I'm going to do it. I just got to figure it out. But the D-man, I got him at 40, even though originally his score was much higher. That was so you're looking at everybody that's in 40 or 41. I got to figure out if I got to lower their score or give them the point. Now, the D-man 92, originally his score was pretty high, and I thought it was too high. And this was one of the entries that Action Figure Expert graded. So I had lowered him a little bit, but according to Action Figure Expert's grading, he should be passing through, and at 40, the way I lowered it, he's not going to pass through. So I mean, I gotta stick to the script and stay with what Action Figure Expert did as far as making him where he'll pass through. So I got to give him 1 point here somewhere to give him a 41. Although I just didn't think that he should have had a 46, I believe what his original score was. His posing needed some work, and his comic cutouts weren't perfect. He had some perfect scores in some areas that I don't think he should have got. And then I got Hazer Zero, who's at 40, who I think had a solid display, but I think 40 actually might be the right choice for Hazer. I think he could have came a little harder. Pause that. But Project Chaos, I thought his set was really nice, but it was lacking in a few areas. The posing, the comic cutouts could have just been a little bit better, but his set was still really nice. And at 40, he might get eliminated, so I gotta look at that a little bit too now. It's just a few tough choices I gotta make right here. Some people got eliminated for scoring low. Well, not for scoring low, for coming in late, and they dropped them underneath. So we saw Webhead and Collecticon get eliminated for that.
Yes, sir. We officially back at it. This is Book Nice. Yes, sir. We officially back at it. This is Book Nice 10. Yes, sir. We officially back at it. This is Book Nice 10.
Shardamus just barely made it through with the 41. I thought his set was good, but I just thought it was sloppy in some areas, so I had to make some amendments. But I think he deserves to move on. Like it was kind of rushed, so the 41 will just put him over too. And then, like I said, I just got to figure out these people with 40 to see who's moving on. As of right now, I got 18 highlighted people here. Those are people that should be eliminated, but I might have to tweak it and figure it out. And we got 150. Mindless Spot Tube came in with a 50. Action Figure Expert scored that one. From a technical standpoint, I think his display was pretty perfect. So I kind of agree with that one. First 50 ever in the competition. Action Figure Expert actually had 2 50s. He had Advocate at a 50 as well, but I didn't agree with that. Advocate just needed to clean up a few things. I don't think his display was perfect. I dropped his score down, but I still put it where he could advance. Action Figure Expert has scored Fernando's, and originally he gave him a 42, but I think he deserved more than that. He would have moved through regardless, but I gave him an extra point on his effects that AFE didn't give him. I just think the only thing that was wrong was his effects was the fact that you could see a lot of the stands, and if he would have hit that a little better, then I would have given him a higher score. I think that was part of his effects, and then I think I gave him an extra point on maybe props and backdrop. But I think Fernando's was a real solid display, so I upped that score a little bit. It wouldn't have mattered because he would have still passed through, but I just think it's more accurate with that score. And Cannon's score, I believe he had like a 46, but I dropped him down like a point or two on his comic book cutouts. It was just a little sloppy in some areas. You could see the light shining through on him. He just hit some bad angles, and I didn't particularly care for the placement of some of them, but his display was really solid. Then when I'm looking at everything here now too, and I'm looking at all the overall scores, I gotta look and see how fair this is. Like if Mindless Spot Tube got a 50, which means his display was pretty perfect. Now his display, in my opinion, it was perfect. I mean, it wasn't really anything out of place. But if you look at the second highest score, which was Marvel Wookiees with a 47, then I start to compare the two, and I say, well, was Mindless Spot Tube's display overall better than Marvel Wookiees? And I could say, yeah. I mean, Marvel Wookiees' display was awesome, but because they did such a big set, it leaves them open for more critique and to be more critical of certain little things. Like Mindless Spot Tube played it a little more safe with a very composed set, so it was easy to hit the points and make it perfect. So I mean, you got to look at that stuff too. When you do a really big set, it opens you up for more point losses when people start to really look at it closely and critique it. If you do something more composed, then you might score better, and that's just how it is. I mean, you could do a really big set and just have it perfect though. Like in the first round, Collecticon set was huge, but the shit was near perfect though. So I mean, you just got to look at that stuff.
Just working on the second shot here, doing the animated series, Justice League right here. Just trying to get the right perfect shot. I'm working on this for like 20 minutes just to get them cropped into the right shot.
I amended quite a few of Trevor's scores too, maybe by just 1 or 2 points though. I think he was really critical, a little overly critical in some cases. Like he had Witch Wands at a 41 originally, but Witch Wand set was definitely deserved more points, so I upped that. I mean, the people that I upped would have passed through anyway, but they needed those extra points because their sets were a little better. Charles Dukes, he had at a 42, who had a really solid display. I had to up that. I think I upped it to about a 45 throughout these.
Right, so I guess this will be my last scene for the tournament video. I put this together like a couple of hours ago and just left it.
while I went over the grades. I just got Trevor Harris's grades in like about an hour ago too, and now I was going over everything, man. Some tough decisions here. Had to make a couple of executive decisions here and really get this down to the wire, man. But it was crazy, man. Pretty much anybody who scored in the 30s was out. It didn't even matter. You had to score at least 40 to advance, and like it's like 2:48 in the morning right now, and I'm just going over everything 3 and 4 more times, man. This shit is stressing me right now. Testing. So I put out the results last night for the people that's advancing to round 3. Happy that that's over with. Pretty happy with the final decisions. All this primping and preparing I did, and this damn cutout still ain't show up good on the final shot. But that's what it says. The show isn't over, not by a long shot. But my little DC mixer right here look like they're in the club. I forgot John Stewart left the black man out. It's fucked up. I will say that one thing that I like about the DC figures is just the paint schemes. The colors are so vibrant, and the way that they show up on camera and on picture is just amazing. But these body molds is just the worst, man. I just don't really like working with them. That's why I did a lot of vanilla posing. I was going to do some more action shots in the scenes for the contest video, naming the people that's moving around 3, but it was taking too long and I wanted to get it done. So you can see I had Martian Manhunter on the stand there, kind of looking up over whatever they're talking about there, but I do love the way the colors look together. Got the Aquaman the other day too. I forgot to shoot it in the package, but this was from that Aquaman and Merman 2-pack. Of course I don't want the Merman. I don't have any Masters of the Universe Classics figures, so I'll probably put it up on eBay or trade it or something like that. But I like this Aquaman figure. It's nice. Here's the Merman. Still want to do a little more things on the DC front. Definitely want to build my Green Lanterns. Still trying to build Kilowog. Anybody want to help me out with some of those parts? That'd be great. Still trying to build some Batman villains. That's pretty much it. I think I'm happy with my Justice League, though. All right, this has been another episode of Meantime in Between Time. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to come join us on the ACBA Facebook group and come sub us on the ACBA community channel. I will link both of those places. I will also put the links to Fresh Out the Box Radio, that episode that I was on, and the links to that little funny X-Men spoof. Look out for the stipulations for round 3 of the ACBA tournament to come very, very soon. They're going to show up on Configure's channel, though, so if you're not subscribed to Configure, I would say do that ASAP. Remember I said that the rounds will be split up amongst my channel, Configure's channel, and the ACBA community channel. And I don't think because the round's going to show up on Configure's channel that he has any extra information or anything about the tournament. I completely cut him out of any dealings with the tournament from after the first couple of weeks when we started planning it together. So he has no clue what's going on, and most likely the video that's going up on his channel will be a video that I make and just put up on his channel. So don't think that he's got any extra insight. And if he didn't actually make it to this next round, it still would have been the same. I still would have put the video up on his channel, but luckily he made it through, so he's still in the competition. But all of you young cats in the FSP, look out for an important announcement about the FSP coming in the next couple of weeks too, and some real exciting things for Meantime in Between Time. All right, I gotta go. I'm about to get killed. Peace.